played in Galloway, a 20-point win for the Ospreys, 94-74 back on January 13th. To start this one off, it'll be Avante Gilbert, number 10, jumping against Charles Sapp, and it'll be Gothic Knight possession. And taking a look at today's starting lineups for the Knights, Hakeem Wilson handling the ball at point guard, number 1. Jaheim Lewis wears number 5 at guard. Avante Gilbert at forward, as the pull-up is no good by Lewis. Will Brown, who was one of the 2 seniors honored in pregame senior day ceremonies, wears number 11. And Daniel Rodriguez, graduate student from FDU, the 3rd senior, playing down low, number 25. Meanwhile, for Stockton, E.J. Matthews Spratley wears number 0. He's a guard. Tavon Gaither, sophomore forward, wears number 1. DJ Campbell, a 4-time All-NJAC player, and yes, he's probably going to get a 5th this year, wears number 4. Rynell Lawrence, been a great player for the Ospreys throughout his career, number 23. And Charles Sapp, number 34, is your center for the Ospreys as Sapp tumbles to the concrete. And that's what we did in the playground. Goes to the hardwood. And it'll be Gothic Knight possession. No offense for either team here in the first minute of this one. Ricky, a lot on the line today for the Ospreys and JCU. We know that this is the final game at home this year no matter what. Don't want to go out with an L.
No, they don't. And, it starts with DJ Campbell. DJ Campbell is their leading scorer for the Ospreys, averaging almost 20 points per game at 19.9. Had 24 the last time these 2 teams faced off. If the Gothic Knights want to play spoilers and win this game, they're going to have to limit his contribution.
And after the Gothic Knights with the bucket for the 2-0 lead. Good defense there, trapping Spratley on the baseline. He flings up the 3, and it's going to be a push-off against Gaither on the loose ball. The sophomore called for the foul. We will, throughout this game, be monitoring the outcome of the women's game in Mahwah, Ramapo, as they host the College of New Jersey. If Ramapo beats TCNJ, the Gothic Knights, on all likelihood, are your NJAC regular season champions in women's basketball. Brown wants a 3. Won't get it as that is rebounded by Lawrence. If TCNJ loses there and NJCU beats Rutgers Camden on Wednesday, which you expect them to do because the Raptors are just not very good, as that is laid in by Sapp. Rutgers Camden is 1-15 in the NJAC, and the Gothic Knights are your regular season champions for the 2nd year in a row. Missed there. Rebounded by Rodriguez after Will couldn't knock it down. Rodriguez well off the mark and into the hands of DJ Campbell, who's going to bring it up. 2-2 here. 2.5 into the game, and the lay-in. Good pass by Campbell to find Matthew Spratley. And the Gothic Knights head coach Mark Brenton himself. Sometimes when you go from D1 to D3, you expect it to be, with the drop down in levels, easier. That's not always the case, especially here in the NJAC where the ball is fast. As we're seeing right here, the pull-up by Hakeem will dribble off the rim and pulled down by Lawrence. And the substitution, Jalen Collins came into the game during the timeout to replace Sapp, and he's immediately a factor. The 6'7" senior will lay it in. He got fouled, and he will shoot a pair of free throws. At 6'7", the biggest player on the floor for the Ospreys. But he's only started 2 times this year as he knocks down the shot for the 3-point play. Collins averaging 8 points a game for a Stockton team that scores better than 80 points a game. And they only give up 74.7, so healthy scoring margin on the year. Brown can't get the first one, got hit, got his own rebound, and put it back in for the second chance point. Didn't get the call. And Mark Brown pleading his case to Casey Thomas, one of our officials in this one.
Will Brown didn't get the call, but also didn't give up on the play, getting his own miss.
Never quitting on it. And Stockton, the traveling violation. Another new player into the game is Christian Armstrong Thomas, number 20. As Stockton gives it back to NJCU.
NJC bring it up, down 3. Rodriguez with the ball. Jab step makes his move.
So Rodriguez over to Brown. Brown's going to drive the baseline. Nowhere to go. Lost the handle and had to dive out of bounds. Could not save it. Stockton with a chance to run here. Lawrence gives it off to Campbell. Good job by Rodriguez there to thwart his progress. Be a 3 from the corner, and that is off the mark by Matthews. Spratley, and a push off over the back on Armstrong Thomas. And the Gothic Knight possession. So NJCU, as we played a little bit over 4 minutes. Pull up by Hakeem Wilson, no good. Fighting for the ball was Lewis, but couldn't get the handle on it. Busy day in athletics. The women's basketball team blew out Stockton earlier today by 16 points. And a loose ball on the floor will be a jump ball. It looks like the arrow to Stockton. The men's volleyball team taking on Stevens today, the number 2 ranked team in the country. It's a neutral court matchup. Bowling's in action, track's in action, a lot going on today in Jersey City on a spring-like day. Stockton able to get it back here. Campbell wants the 3. Tries to thread the needle. 10 to shoot. Lawrence, good defense by Hakeem Wilson, and knocks down the 3, and Wilson hits him. So Rynell's going to have a chance for a 4-point play as Stockton leads now 10-4.
You know, if NJC wants to win this game, you can't foul jump shooters. They just can't do that. A few times here at home specifically, a lot of plays where we're fouling 3-point shooters with the shot clock winding down. Especially
recognizing who's shooting here. Lawrence, not a good 3-point shooter on the year, just 21%. This is the free throw here. Knights down by 6. Good defense by Campbell. Scott Bittner continues to do a great job as the head coach of this Osprey squad after taking over from legendary coach Jerry Matthews, the all-time wins leader in the history of New Jersey college basketball. And there he is. We haven't seen Jaheim Lewis being effectively productive in the last couple of games, but he takes it to the rack there, and he'll shoot a free throw as well. Gaither will return here for Armstrong Thomas. Jaheim Lewis, since joining the team midway through the season, has started all 13 games, averaging 13.3 per game. He is the Gothic Knight team leader on the season as he knocks this one down.
And he lives at the free throw line too. The last game against Stockton, 9 for 9 at the stripe, 24 points, leading the Gothic Knights to score. And look for him to get going if the Gothic Knights want a chance at beating Osprey.
3-pointer put up, that is short, tipped out, but into the hands of the Knights. Who will run? Will Brown on the fast break for 2. So the Knights down by 1, and a traveling violation on Jalen Collins as Stockton turns it over, and the Gothic Knights force already 3 Stockton turnovers. Collins will go to the bench, and they will bring in Jamar Johnson, junior guard out of Penns Grove. Gilbert thought about the 3. Gothic Knights still have their starting lineup out on the floor. Rodriguez backing in, nowhere to go, kicks it out to Will. Will for 3. That won't go. And it'll be Stockton fighting hard for the rebound. It's Gaither. And the Knights will go to the bench for the first time. That's dead ball. But another steal away for the Knights. Rodriguez came up with it. Over to Will Brown, who lays it in off the feed from Hakeem. And the Gothic Knights have scored the last 7.
And a whistle, no basket here.
So They will have Brian Scipio, our referee, comes over to the table for some instruction. The Knights will go to the bench. Will Brown and Daniel Rodriguez, who worked hard. The two seniors who were honored before the game come out. We'll see young sophomore Kai Rogers Robinson, number 2 in the game, and also Malachi Gayton at 6'7", who gives the Knights some nice presence inside against a Stockton squad that has some post players who can hurt you. But he'll also pop out and play some defense in this current man D. Fouls on Lewis. Stockton will bring back in Christian Armstrong Thomas. Stockton has 9 players who average at least 15 minutes per game. So they do have multiple guys who contribute, but they just turned it over for the 3rd time in the last 4 possessions. Hakeem has it. Hakeem pulls up, knocks it down. And Stockton, Scott Bittner says enough. And he calls timeout as the Gothic Knights, once down 10-4, are on a year live from the JMAC. Stockton, they are 15-8 on the year, 11-5 in the NJAC, 2nd place in the league, all by themselves right now after what happened earlier today in the league. We'll give you some scores around the conference in a moment. We had 2 early games to tell you about. Campbell wants a long 3 and he knocks it down from NBA range and draws the foul. Now that's somebody you do want to guard anytime he's back there, and he's going to have a chance for a 4-point play as Stockton ties the game. Campbell averaging 19.9 per game. He's got 457 points. He's certainly going to score 500 this year between the last 2 games of the regular season plus the NJAC tournament. Stockton's a regionally ranked team. You expect them to probably be playing in March as well. As the turnaround by Lewis, misfire, Campbell with the rebound. 4-point play puts Stockton in front, 14-13. Campbell lost his footing, was able to get rid of it in time. And then Collins, who came back into the game, drove, gave it up. And the foul on the Knights as Armstrong Thomas got hacked. Foul's going to be on Ryan Savoy. Missed him. He came into the game. Former NJAC Rookie of the Year, the junior forward. Such a great all-around player for the Knights. But he's become kind of their 6th man. That's the role that he's thriving in. Is that free throw no good? Will Brown will come back in for Lewis. Lawrence will give Campbell a breather. Thomas on the year averaging 5.3 points a game. He's a 62% foul shooter. Missed the first. Misses. No, that one will get the bounce. That's why I don't talk until it goes in. I should know better than that. And the Stockton Ospreys have scored the last 5 points. Put themselves back in front. Pass down low. Getting his own rebound and then getting mauled was Malachi Gayton after he missed the first against the pressure. He'll go to the line. Foul's going to be on Jamar Johnson. Stockton quickly brings back in DJ Campbell. Just enough time to get a drink of water.
Yeah, that's a player you want to have on the court. 20 points per game. Like you said, he's going to hit the 500-point mark. That's someone you need on the floor if you want to clinch playoff spot.
Devin Johnson also back into this one. Hakeem Wilson, I should say, nowhere to go. I just combined him and Jaheim. Will Brown with the left-hander. That won't fall. And a rebound over to Armstrong Thomas. Lawrence, as the Knights now in the switching defense here, as they play the 3-2 zone. Down low, and that pass incomplete. Looking for Jalen Thomas. Campbell misfired.
It was a good look, just a little bit off timing there. When you're hitting those routes, got to be on time, everybody.
Collins is very George Kittle-like size-wise. Big target, missed the mark. Shot no good. Wow, tough rebound by Rogers Robinson. And he got hit. Kai Rogers Robinson, just 6 foot amongst 3 6'4", 6'5" players there, was able to track that down. He will go to the line, where Rogers Robinson on the year is a 60% foul shooter.
And the word of the day today is tenacity. Those Gothic Knights, full of it. You know, the 6-foot guard there fighting hard for a rebound amongst the trees in the paint.
Robinson knocks down the first substitution. Hakeem Wilson will get his first breather of the game after 8.5 minutes. And I know I'm not supposed to play favorites, but my favorite Gothic Knight, Mark Brown Jr., son of the head coach, grandson of the man the court is named after, Charlie Brown, sees his first action of the game. And we are tied at 15 after Rogers Robinson knocks down the free throw. Campbell will just float that one up. Collins able to haul down the miss, and Stockton gets another chance. Campbell inside. Oh, what a block by Savoy, but they're saying there was contact. And that's on Ryan. It is. That's his second foul. And he's not going to last long in this one. Savoy, who averages 8.9 points and 6.9 rebounds a game and is amongst the NJAC leaders in blocks with 37 on the year. That call for the contact there as the free throw is good by Armstrong Thomas. So Malachi Gayton also will come out, and Daniel Rodriguez and Avante Gilbert are back on the floor. Stockton up by 1.
You know, you hate seeing Savoy go to the bench. They need their his athleticism, especially on the defensive end. Like you said, top in the conference in blocks, one of the leaders in the conference.
So Bakai Rogers Robinson brings it up as we approach 11 minutes to play in the first half in Jersey City. Stockton's final road game of the year and JCU's final home game. And as Rodriguez with the air ball there. Lawrence has it. Lawrence, that's going to be called a carry. Good eyes there by Brian Scipio. Brian Scipio, by the way, you know, he's not just one of the best refs in the NJAC. You know, you got to get paid all year round, so he'll do some AAU games. He's actually called my son's AAU games back when he was in high school. And you know Brian's known me forever. Yeah, he's probably tougher on Gavin than most referees because he knew his dad. But one of the finest referees around, doesn't miss much. Will Brown will rattle it in. And Will Brown ties it at 17. And traveling violation. The officials today keenly eyeing all of Stockton's imperfections. And they'll go back to the bench. They'll bring in E.J. Matthews-Spratley, who started this game. Devin Johnson will come out. Stockton's got a good mix of some great veteran players and some youth, which bodes well for the future. Rogers Robinson lost the handle over to Daniel Rodriguez. Tries to back his way in with the hook shot. Gets it to go.
And that's his bread and butter right there. Get into his spot, hitting that hook shot over his left shoulder.
And another traveling violation. That's 3 in a row for Stockton, whose fundamentals are failing him.
Stockton usually a fundamentally sound team too. A lot of turnovers back to back to back here in this first half.
They average 15.8 turnovers a game. They take away 15.6. So pretty even on the year. Mark Brown had that punched out. He'll race back defensively. And that's punched out by Bakai Rogers Robinson to the Knights counter. Back up their freshman point guard. Will Brown, oh, the no-look pass to Rodriguez. It was pretty, but it failed. And the Knights will go to the bench. Hakeem Wilson will come back in for MB2. And Lewis for Bakai Rogers Robinson, who gave the Knights some quality time off the bench. And it's an elbow bump from Coach Brown. Jaheim Lewis back in again. And we said he's the leading scorer, but he has been streaky. He scored 23 in a high-scoring road loss against Rowan on Wednesday after scoring nothing, 0, last week against Rutgers Newark. He's got 4 20-point games on the season, but he's also scored 0, 8, 7, and 3 in the last 10 games. So you don't know which scoring punch you're going to get from him today. If he can put up some points today, the Knights will be a much more difficult team to deal with. They kick it to Brown. Long two by Hakeem. Won't go. And Stockton will have it. And a man advantage 5-4 as Gilbert had to come back up. And that's an offensive foul. Oh, what a mistake there by Christian Armstrong Thomas. Stockton had the man advantage and didn't use it properly.
Yeah, just bowled over Hakeem right there. And stepping in, putting his body on the line for his guys. It's just a culture here at NJCU. You know, playing defense, hustling, putting your body on the line, taking charges. It's just a culture built on the women's side and on the men's side of the basketball.
And you used the right terminology there, bulldoze. It looked like somebody racing down the third base line there trying to run you over at home plate on the baseball team, which I don't think you're allowed to do anymore. I think we've kind of taken that out of the game to protect the catchers.
I don't know. I think it still happens sometimes. Call it hard-nosed baseball.
At least not intentionally. You're not trying to kill anybody anymore like back in the 70s. As Lewis laid in for his second field goal of the game, the Knights lead by 4, their largest lead of the game. Campbell can take it to the rim. Oh, he misses against the pressure from Gilbert.
I think Gilbert got a hand on that. I think Gilbert gets a block there.
Brown to Lewis, who lays it in for 2. The Knights had the advantage 3-on-2, and they lead by 6. Lewis has got 6 with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Good defense by Rodriguez. And nothing more you could do there if you're D-Rod. As that will go, the bucket by Johnson. And Stockton's going to have a chance to cut into this lead. So as Rodriguez picks up his second foul, gets a high five from Coach Brown for some quality defense there. Nothing else you can do. I said it was Johnson. It's actually Gaither who got the bucket, and he'll go to the line. Makes it for a 3-point play. Knights brought Malachi Gayton back in, number 32. Are they waving it off? Oh, it was a lane violation on Stockton. And they give up the free point there.
These refs have been on it today. They haven't missed one call, I don't think. They're really seeing the game under a microscope today.
I don't know the other 2 officials, but anytime I see Brian Scipio out there, I know it's going to be a well-officiated game. He didn't pay me to say that. I've seen him call games for 20-something years. He's as good as they come at this level. Hakeem wants the 3. No good. And it's going over the back on Gilbert. Good call. And he nods his head. Yeah, he knows he did it. And that is now 7 fouls in NJCU. So it'll be Stockton 1-1. Stockton's got 6 fouls. So each team will be shooting next time out. It'll be Jamar Johnson going to the line. Johnson on the year. Not a good free throw shooter, 57%. But if you make the first, you get a second, and he made the first. And they will go to the bench. They'll bring back in Collins in place of Gaither. And on cue, he misses the second. 50% foul shooters are usually 50% foul shooters.
Yeah, it's 50-50 half the time.
And that's going to be a hold on Stockton. Collins, who I believe committed the foul, got the worst of that as he got hit in the chin, I believe. That'll smart. Holds his mouth to make sure his teeth are all still there, and they are. He's called for his second foul, and they will have to go back to the bench to bring in Gaither. I don't know what hurts more, getting hit in the mouth or getting smashed in the nose, but neither feel good. As the 1-1 is good by Gayton. Gayton 61% foul shooter, makes both. So sometimes the averages do lie. And Gothic Knight lead is 5. Led by as much as 6 as they are trying to play spoiler at home for the second weekend in a row. Good defense there by Gayton. Lawrence spins to the rim and gets it to go. Nice move by Rynell Lawrence.
A lot of spins there. Got a little dizzy.
Lewis strong to the hole. Rebounded by Gayton. The putback. No, but he'll go to the line. First regional rankings of the year were released on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. And the NJAC has 3 regionally ranked teams. Again, we don't know the ranking numbers as those will be in later rankings. But Rowan, who's the defending NJAC champion, first place in the league, currently top 25 in the country. Team that I did not vote for. I don't know how many people even know that, but I've been a D3Hoops.com top 25 voter for 22-ish years at this point. And I had Rowan in my preseason poll. After a couple weeks, didn't like what I was seeing. Scoring a lot, but not playing much defense. But they are on a roll right now in first place in the league. Gayton knocks down both. But Stockton and TCNJ both having pretty good years. Both are regionally ranked right now. So the NJAC, in what some people think is a down year in the NJAC, have 3 regionally ranked teams. So even a down year in this conference is a good year. Hakeem Wilson picking the pocket of Lawrence. Goes to the rim for 2. And the Gothic Knights with their largest edge of the game at 7.
Gothic Knights really good at that, turning their defense into quick offense. That's exactly what they need.
Lawrence inside all. Picked off. Gilbert saw it coming. Gilbert behind his back. Gilbert coast to coast. Yes! Avante highlight reel. Gilbert forces Scott Bittner to use a Chuero, the catcher from the NJCU baseball team. We're going to give them a plug as this game goes on because it's 58 degrees outside today. It is nice baseball weather. Maybe not at the Garrity Complex right now, where it's probably 15 below with the wind off Newark Bay, but we got to give you guys some love. So just remind me if I forget. We're going to talk about that during the game. But one thing that, is evident to coming in here, I don't think people expected NJCU to be doing what they're doing right now, which is giving Stockton some really frustrating first half basketball. But when you're a team like NJCU that has nothing to play for but pride, that might make you more dangerous than a team playing for playoff position.
Yeah, exactly. When you have everything to lose, you get tense, you get nervous. Gothic Knights, like you said, have nothing to lose, so they're just out there playing basketball.
Out there, they can play loose because they have nothing to lose. As Gilbert with the foul, and he knows he got faked out there by Lawrence and trying to regain his footing there, committed the foul, so that will send Rynell to the line. Rynell Lawrence is one of those guys who I don't think has gotten enough credit for how good he is. As he'll go to the line, and he rattles in the first. Let's go to the bench, and Will Brown comes in for Gilbert. Lawrence, senior guard out of Millville, has been really solid for this team. TJ Campbell, 4-time All-NJAC. He obviously gets most of the love. Last year, Keon Flanders was co-defensive player of the year. And obviously, a big loss for them. But Lawrence, who hits both free throws, plays great defense. Is able to contribute offensively as another option. And one of those guys that, not everybody can get the accolades, but I'm going to give him his flowers now. As Mark Brown's back into the game, got tied up, and jump ball will stay with Jersey City.
Yeah, speaking on Lawrence, every good team needs that glue guy. That's exactly what he does. He does all the dirty work, plays defense, hustles around for balls, loose balls, and rebounds. Like you said, might not have all the accolades, but definitely need to show him some love.
Stockton will bring back Charles Sapp for the first time since early on, the 6'9" senior forward who started the game in place of Gaither. Kai Rogers-Robinson's back into the game as well, and he draws the foul with a 7-point lead. He'll shoot free throws with the foul on Devin Johnson. And then just to finish that thought, Rynell, I mean, you look at his numbers. I mean, they don't really pop off the page as, dynamic. 4.4 points, 4.0 rebounds. He does have 60 assists on the year, which is the team lead. But, sometimes it's the eye test. And for me, he's one of those guys who's always passed that eye test as that supporting player for Stockton that you can't win without. And he'll be hard to replace when he graduates. Gaither back in here for Johnson, so he's got 2 fouls. The Ospreys have a couple players here that have collected more fouls than they should in the first half. Kai Rogers-Robinson knocks down both, and the Gothic Knight lead back up to 9. Armstrong, Johnson, and Collins all with 2 fouls. The Knights have Gilbert, Daniel Rodriguez, and Ryan Savoy with 2 fouls. Good defense by the Knights, converging there. Nearly losing the ball. Stockton was off balance. It was almost thrown away. 10 to shoot. Lawrence to the rim, and he gets it to go. I say nice things about a visiting player, and they come back to hurt us. As the foul's on Mark Brown and Rynell Lawrence, who's got a team high. Now 9 points, will go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Keith Wilson checking back into the game.
He'll come in here for Lewis. Lawrence misses that, rebounded by Malachi Gayton. So 7-point lead under 5 to go here in the first half. Lawrence has got 9. His season high is 13 a month ago against Rowan. By the way, Stockton swept Rowan this year. So Rowan might be the team to beat. As Brown is, oh my God, he's mauled by Campbell. Nothing called. Campbell official will get the block and the rebound. Good defense by Wilson on the line there on the baseline. Campbell standing on the Charlie Brown court sign, penetrates. And he throws it away as he looked inside trying to find Charles Sapp. Wilson, too high for Mark Brown. It looked like it was deflected out of bounds. And the officials say they did not see that happen. So it will be Stockton possession. The Gothic Knights had a chance for a fast break. Couldn't capitalize, but they still lead by 7 with 4:15 to go. Good D by the Knights. Will Brown. He knocks it out of the hands of the Ospreys. And last touch by Brown as he punched it away from Gaither.
Good hands there. Good active defense keeping the Ospreys off.
Guy like Will, again, transfer from Ramapo. Culminating days of his collegiate career. Going to leave it all out there. And it'll be a holding foul on Mark Brown Jr. That's going to be his second foul. Mark, one of the few freshmen who's seen considerable time this year. But he's not going to get any preferential treatment just because his dad and his grandfather are legends. He's not playing at 100%. He's going to come out. And he did there. And he gets a little lecture from Dad. Tough love. That's how you get better. As Stockton makes both to make it a 6-point game. And the inside pass found Gayton, and he got grabbed. And the foul's on Sapp. It'll be his second foul. Actually, the official will be his first as they change one of the earlier calls. He was called for a foul before they took him out. And I guess they awarded it maybe to Matthews instead. So this will be 2 shots as both teams are now in the double bonus. And Malachi Gayton knocks it down. Gayton is now 5 for 5 from the line. He's got all 5 of his points from the stripe. And he gets the second and nearly was an offensive goaltender. And 35-27 NJCU in front. Gothic Knights, they get a stop here, have a chance to maybe take this in double figures. The Euro step is well off the mark. Jaheim Lewis finds it's a 5-on-4 up court. Kai Rogers Robinson. That got blocked. Oh, the Knights with a chance there. Now a 1-on-1 up court. Lawrence no look. And the putback, yes. As Gaither followed the shot. And this might end up as a 3-point play for the Ospreys. And how quickly back and forth we go. With Stockton maybe being the one to capitalize.
Basketball is a game of runs, and now Stockton looking to get on a little run on their own, cut this lead to 4 with this free throw here.
And Stockton will go to the bench. We'll see Andrew Crawford for the first time, freshman guard out of Haddon Heights, New Jersey, Camden Catholic High School, in place of Sapp. They go for quickness over size. Sapp 6'9", Crawford 5'10". It's 11 inches. And the free throw is good. 3-point play for the Ospreys, who cut the lead to 5. And if you missed it earlier today, Maris Rodriguez, 22 points, 10 assists, 4 steals, 16 from Deja Anderson, 12 from Tahira Kelly, and the Knights blew out the Stockton women. Hakeem Wilson trying to make it 2 for 2 for the Gothic Knights in the win columns today. Takes it to the rim for 2. 76-60 in a game that wasn't even that close, as NJCU led that game by more than 20 before bringing in the bench. As that bucket by Gaither, who took it to the rack.
5-point game here with 2:40 left in the first half.
See if the Gothic Knights can get another useful possession. The turnaround is no good by Gayton. May have rushed that one. And every time, I guess it was a clean screen there that that Rogers ran into. And tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Stockton. I got out of the way. I've seen this train wreck before. I can tell you're a catcher. You stood there. You were ready to take it.
Saw the ball coming, just don't move out the way when you're a catcher.
Listen, I was on the air when NJCU beat Stockton, coming from 20-something points from behind to win the NJAC title. In the shot heard around the world at the buzzer, and then, nobody at home saw it because everybody dove into the scorer's table and knocked us off the air. That 7-second delay, that's not just fantasy, that's real. And everybody at home watching as the shot was in midair and nobody knew, did it go in? What happened? Look, NJCU won that title.
I gotta apologize. I might have been one of those people to ruin that broadcast. It was just exciting, man, seeing that shot go in, especially with being down 20 at the half. Caden Darley with that shot.
Caden Darley, who graduated last year after being an all-conference player. Biggest shot in the history of the program, I think you can say. But only ones who saw it were the ones who saw it live. Ruined my Sports Center top 10 moment. Oh, that was one of my favorite calls of all time. Turnaround shot, no good, and then over. A good job there by boxing out by Kai Rogers Robinson. Andrew Crawford with the foul with 90 seconds to go. Now, that's not just something that we say in the T-World. 7 seconds is a real deal.
Yeah.
So when everybody dives into the table, 6 seconds, well, you didn't see what happened that next second. On my Instagram somewhere, there's a spoof version of that where I pretend to be scared for my life as mauled by everybody. Rogers Robinson goes to the line. He knocks down the first. And back into the game will be Devin Johnson. Knights will bring in Ryan Savoy, who just has to be careful not to get a third foul here. As he'll come in for Daniel Rodriguez. NJCU fans on the women's basketball side are now Ramapo College women's basketball fans. As that goes in as well, Knights lead back up to 7 because Ramapo wins against TCNJ today on the women's side. And the Gothic Knights beat Rutgers Camden on the road on Wednesday, which they should. First place versus 10th place. And the Knights are your NJAC regular season champions again. And DJ Campbell just got popped in the schnoz. You could see his eyes all big and watery. But he committed the foul. Actually, no, they're going to say it's on. Yep, it's on Rodriguez. It's on Rodriguez for NJCU. Or I'm saying on Lewis for NJCU. Can't get a foul. You're not in the game, Danny. So the screen there, Campbell ran into. I bet his vision is just perfect as he knocks that down. Eyes might be all watery, but when you're a shooter and a scorer, don't get phased.
When in doubt, just shoot at the middle basket.
As he knocks down both, shooting at that middle basket paid off. Spoken like somebody who's had a concussion at one point. Knights will take out Lewis, who just picked up his second foul. And for the first time today, we'll see Kwame Martin, junior guard, at a Roselle. Number 21 in for the Knights. Here's Will Brown. He'll drive. Will Brown against Campbell. Gets it to go. And Campbell fouls him.
Will loves going to that offhand, loves getting to the left side of the court, using that left hand to finish over defenders. 3-point opportunity for Brown now.
So Will, honored before the game, his second year with the program. And he's in double figures now with 11 points on 5 of 11 shooting, got 4 rebounds, and having one of his better games of the season. Campbell wants to triple. Got it. That's a good answer there after the NJCU 3-point play. 44 seconds to go. Here's Martin, hands it off. Makai Rogers-Robinson, nowhere to go. Martin had his pocket picked by Campbell. So Stockton, the shot clock off, trying to make this a one-possession game prior to the half. 42-37 NJCU took the lead early in the first half and have held on since. 5 to shoot. Campbell with it. Campbell heaves it up. Won't get it to go. Will Brown has it. Hurls it down the court. And the Gothic Knights head to the break, leading by 5. A surprise perhaps to many, Ricky.
Yeah, definitely. Like we mentioned,
playoff positions to deal with. We know NJCU will not be in the postseason this year, but they can play spoiler. They did against Rutgers Newark last week, and now the Scarlet Raiders are clinging to their playoff lives in 5th place. They have a chance to knock Stockton out of any chance of finishing the regular season champions if they have a strong second half today. And it starts with a strip and a steal by Gilbert, who is fouled. In the NJAC today, by the way, speaking of Rutgers Newark, they will host Rowan, who is in first place. So Rowan will go into the game today knowing that if NJCU beats Stockton and they beat Newark, that they are the regular season champions. And then that last game of the regular season will mean nothing when they take on Montclair State. Well, mean nothing in terms of the playoff positioning. You still want to win the game.
Yeah, you always want to get a dub, but hey, if you can rest some starters, get people some some minutes. You don't mind that as a basketball team, as Will Brown shot
Will Brown, what can Brown do for you? As he now has, I believe, 13 points, and the Knights lead by 7. For Stockton is here today. Montclair State lost to Kane, TCNJ, and Ramapo played earlier today with Ramapo beating the Lions by 5. The other game you're looking at in the league today is Rutgers-Camden. They are right now taking on William Patterson. The Pioneers are having a terrible year. They're 1-15 in the league for one of the conference's storied programs. 3-pointer by Campbell is off the side of the backboard. Lewis, who didn't have a good job defensively, got the rebound up the court to Hakeem. Oh, can't get the layup in transition. Fast break basketball here at the JMAC. They throw it back to the corner. 3 by Lawrence. That won't go. And Lewis, much better job boxing out there.
Yeah, that one hurts. In and out. Will Brown for 3.
Brown, that won't go. That could have been a bit of a tough way to start this second half. They missed there, and Brown able to flick that out to Hakeem Wilson. So now the Knights will slow it down. Oh, we get a chance to breathe finally.
Don't you just love NJAC basketball, how fast-paced it is?
Underestimated sometimes how fast it can be. Hakeem missed. Daniel Rodriguez couldn't get it to go. The fall by Hakeem won't go. Tip, tip, tip. No, no, no. And Stockton, 2-on-2. We'll slow it down. Hakeem got a piece. Will got a piece. I think Daniel Rodriguez even got a piece, but nothing would fall for the Knights. They still lead by 7 until that. Campbell knocks down the triple. And for DJ Campbell, his third 3 of the game, he's in double figures with 12, and you know he's going to get his points one way or the other. And he picks the pocket of Will Brown, who took his eye off the prize for a second. Campbell wants a fast break triple, and he knocks it down. Back-to-back 3-pointers for DJ Campbell. And a 7-point lead's been whittled. Team doesn't look great field goal wise, just 9 of 29. They should take away Will Brown's production. They gotta get Jaheim Lewis going. Lewis tries to get going. That floater is an air ball and rebounded by Sapp, who began the second half. Campbell double clutch there. Traveling violation on E.J. Matthews-Spratley. So Charles Sapp will come out. We'll see Christian Armstrong Thomas, who played a lot of minutes off the bench in the first half. Scored all 3 of his points from the line. 7 minutes as a reserve in the first 20 minutes. Kai Rogers Robinson's now into the game for NJCU, handling the ball. Place of Hakeem Wilson. And he got grabbed. Down the arm there on Matthews-Spratley. Officially his first foul of the game. Knights have led by as many as 9. It's now 1. Screen by Daniel Rodriguez. Now, Kai Rogers Robinson with a floater, won't go. Gets his own rebound. Kicks out to Will Brown. Lewis for 3. In and out. And the Knights struggling here, now just 1 of 11 in the second half. And Campbell is fouled. DJ Campbell's a 3-time player of the week in the NJAC this year. He is a 3-time first-team All-NJAC performer. He was honorable mention 1 year, so he's a 4-time All-NJAC performer, the last of the COVID kids. This is his final year. He's going to have a chance to maybe be a 4-time first-team All-NJAC honoree. Not sure if anybody's ever done that before. As he knocks it down. And Stockton has its first lead since it was 17-15.
Yeah, JCU really needs to get the lid off this basket. Needs to start hitting some shots.
Lewis wants to hit that shot, but he can't. And a rebound by Gaither, and the Knights are ice cold now in the second half offensively. And they gotta see if they can slow down Campbell and let somebody else beat you. Campbell misses, and then a push off on Armstrong Thomas. Is very lucky he didn't get called for a technical there.
Oh, I think he did.
Yeah, they will. Brian Scipio's not going to stand for that, as Armstrong Thomas didn't like the call, and he slammed down the ball in frustration. And you can disagree with the call, but right there, that hurts your team. As Scipio comes over to explain it to Scott Bittner, the head coach of the Ospreys. And as soon as he slammed that ball down, I was thinking to myself, man, he's asking for the tee. And that is indeed what happened. So it'll be Lewis shooting the free throw, but it rims out. The Knights are going to sub here. And it'll be Felix Romero, junior guard out of Perth Amboy, coming in here, replacing BRR. Ty Rogers Robinson. And the Knights, they got the first free throw to go. I was actually looking at Brian, so I wasn't looking at the shooter. So Lewis got the first free throw. He missed the second. So we're tied at 45. I took my eye off the ball. Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Brown, good pressure there. To the rim, and he draws the contact from DJ Campbell, who did his best effort there to stay with Will Brown, but it got caught flat-footed for just 1 second to allow that big first step for the senior. Two guys that are playing their final years of college basketball. And Will Brown having himself a day as well, 13 points, makes the first free throw. So Campbell's got 17, Will Brown's got 14. Jaheim Lewis has 10 for the Knights, so he is going to give NJCU that punch that they needed offensively, but if NJCU lets Campbell get to 25, 28, 30 points, this is going to be a Stockton W. He can beat you by himself.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the pregame, right? He's one of those players to stop, averaging nearly 20 points per game. You just can't let him get going.
And good job. Will Brown swats it away, and then it hit, I thought it hit a Gothic Knight, the official on the baseline. I took my headset off to try to listen in on the convo, but couldn't hear what Brian had to say. So they will reset the clock to 10, though. So officials got that right. 7 to shoot, and then an offensive foul against the Ospreys. I believe it's on number 1, Gaither.
Drawn by Felix Romero. You know, in that first game, we talked a lot about Sarah Edmond and her defensive ability and her energy off the bench, and I think Felix is just that for the Gothic Knights men's team as well.
It's on DJ Campbell. I did not see that, but the officials did, and that's huge for the Knights. Campbell picks up his third foul with 15 minutes to go, and they will have to go to the bench for Jamar Johnson. And that most certainly may, well, we'll see how this impacts the outcome of this one. He's out there, without him out there, Stockton's a very different looking team. See if the Knights can capitalize here when he's on the bench. Over to Will Brown. Brown drives, tries to force it up, and he draws the foul against Rynell Lawrence. Amazingly, his first foul of the game.
Will loves getting to that left hand. I feel like for a right-handed player, he plays a lot on that left side of the court.
Well, to be able to use both hands obviously makes you much more difficult to defend. And he gets the bounce. Campbell's back in, so he's got to be careful here. One of their better defensive players, of course, their top offensive players. He's got 52 steals on the year coming in, so shows what he's capable of doing. 52 steals, the next closest player had 20 less. But Brown makes both. The night lead is 3. As NJCU and Stockton playing one of the best rivalries that you have in the NJAC. Stockton-Rowan is a personal rivalry, but if you want quality basketball, it's been NJCU and Stockton for 40 years. As that one in and out and gets the bounce as Gaither knocks it in. NJCU and Stockton have combined, I believe, for 24 NJAC titles on last count. 13 for the Knights, I believe 11 for Stockton. The two winningest coaches in the history of the NJAC. Both NJCU and Stockton. Charlie Brown and, of course, Jerry Matthews. Lewis wants to triple. That won't go, and a rebound goes to Jalen Collins. And that's going to be a foul on Will Brown. It's going to be on the floor before the shot. And Stockton will inbound as Will Brown picks up the foul. It's going to be Lewis in for Bakai Rogers Robinson. Here's Campbell. That's an illegal screen. And we'll see what the officials call here. So the shot was good by Campbell. What's the call here? This is going to impact a lot right now because they count this basket. Stockton takes the lead. So I believe it's before the shot. And the foul's actually going to be on NJCU on Avante Gilbert trying to run through the screen. That'll be his third foul, and Ryan Savoy will come back in. So there is an error on the stats. On the computer, it says DJ Campbell's got 4 fouls. Officially, he's only got 3, so I don't know where the error is. But what the official book has is official. I'm going to take my headset off and listen in for a second.
Still don't know if that point counts.
How do they get the ball then? You can't have the 3 and the ball. So it becomes a foul, and you get the ball again. All right, I don't understand that one. They're going to count the 3 by Campbell, so Stockton takes the lead. The foul happens simultaneously, and they're giving Stockton back the ball, so I don't know why. I've never seen that one before. And I guess it all comes out in the wash, as that's a traveling violation for Gaither.
It's like playing in the park, winner's ball. You know, you hit a shot, you keep the ball.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it was there. That's the only thing I can think of.
I've never seen that before. And I've probably called 2,500 games. So first time for everything, I guess. 2-point lead for the Ospreys as Savoy pulls up, cannot get it to go. And rebound by Collins, and NJCU is 1 of 13 shooting in the second half. Make that 1 of 14. Campbell will put the floater up, and it'll be tracked down by Kai. But Kai Rogers Robinson's back in the game, along with Romero. Now has the ball at the point with Hakeem Wilson on the bench. And that's going to be a kick ball by Campbell.
Got to show some love to Felix Romero, though. You saw that box out, giving up about a foot of height. moved him out the paint.
He's another tough guy who works for his playing time. Brown and Romero are out. Hakeem Wilson will come back in. Jaheim Lewis will as well. Hakeem and Jaheim. And the Knights down 2. First time they've been down by 2 since Stockton led 7-2 earlier in the game. Rodriguez nowhere to go, and he throws it away. Was it tipped?
Stockton looks to be getting in that zone now, too. 2-3 zone for Stockton, trying to slow down the Gothic Knights. Slow down the pace of the game a little bit now that they're up.
Referee Ken Martorsi says no touch. It'll be Stockton inbound. Also, Mark Brown arguing that Daniel Rodriguez got hit, and that's why the pass was so high. And I didn't see it myself, but you wonder if there's some merit to that. And the foul's going to be on Rodriguez.
Check that foul charge to number 2, Rogers Robinson, as the first free throw for Matthew Spratley is good.
So the foul here is on Bakai Rogers Robinson. Will Brown will come back in for him. Went over to check on that situation with the Campbell fouls, as that one is knocked down by Matthew Spratley, who is 0 for 7 from the field, but he makes the free throw here to give his team a 4-point lead. And that's the biggest lead very early for Stockton. Ryan Savoy's had nothing offensively today. Oh, he's wide open there and they missed him. Rodriguez, they give it to Lewis. Brown thought about the three, instead the pull-up 2, no. Savoy with the rebound. Savoy lays it in. And Ryan Savoy with a chance for a 3-point play to make it a 1-point game. Ryan Savoy, so patient there, Ryan, was there to not only pause just for that 1 second, but draw that foul. As the Knights will go to the bench here and they'll bring in Malachi Gayton, replacing Daniel Rodriguez. And we'll see if Savoy is able to hit this. And he can't. Yeah, Ricky, though, I mean, that, you talk about the patience, and that's what Ryan, he can do, right? And didn't make the free throw, but he's such a patient, cerebral player out there, also athletic, and when he's on, that's a dangerous combo.
Yeah, that athleticism, that basketball IQ, and like you said, that patience in the block and in the paint, that awareness to know that he has time over there makes him a special player.
Just been inconsistent this year. And hopefully the Knights can get some consistency back here in the second half. They hand it to Will Brown. Hakeem wants the 3, gets the 3! And the Knights back on top, 53-52 as Wilson goes splash. And now what has become a seesaw second half. You love to see it. And that's going to be a reach-in foul on Gayton. So Stockton, by the way, is already with 11 minutes to go, got 7 fouls. That's 6 in NJCU. So the rest of this game, we're going to see how well these guys practice their free throws.
It's going to be a real long 11 minutes, I'll tell you that.
I may not go shopping for a while. Plus I have an hour drive.
Even worse.
Stockton has a 2-hour drive. I can get to Stockton almost as fast as I can get here. Campbell, Ryan Savoy hurdles him. Wow, Campbell.
That's one way to avoid a foul.
Stopping on a dime, able to lay it in. And DJ Campbell has got 20 points, which is pretty much his average on the year at 19.9. Brown trying to force his way in. He got slaughtered there by Jalen Collins. Collins would have been fine had he just kept on the ball, but man, he came down. So they've checked the book, and Campbell does indeed have 4 fouls.
That's huge. That's huge for the Gothic Knights. If you get him to foul out, that 20 points per game score, he's going to be a key factor going down the stretch. Look for that, especially in foul trouble.
Boy, with the rebound there. We're tied at 54. I don't know if Stockton realizes that he's got 4 because it was announced 3 before, but after they double-checked, it was indeed 4. Hakeem bangs it in. And NJCU in front 56-54. Team Wilson playing some defense as well, but it's going to stay with Stockton. DJ Campbell's the second leading scorer. So we believe whatever was going on at the table has been cleaned up.
Because they put up 3 on the thing and we had 4.
And it looks like DJ Campbell does indeed have 4 fouls as he catches the ball on the baseline. Good defense here by Savoy. Oh, Campbell, the turnaround, so pretty.
That guy can score the ball, man, can he? With the best of them.
DJ Campbell will be missed when he is done in Stockton's Sports Center down there. And Malachi Gayton got the basket to go. However, no basket. They're saying he was fouled before the release of the shot. No continuation. And that's a break for the Ospreys. Gayton asking for it, but he's not going to get it. However, that is now 9 fouls on Stockton, so Gayton will at least shoot 1 and 1 here. And what did I say about a well-officiated game? Second half, it's been a little bit more of a discussion. There's DJ Campbell, an all-region performer last year. If he fouls out, this is NJCU's game. If I'm the Gothic Knights, I'm taking it to him. As that will rattle in. No! A lane violation on the Knights, so it will not count.
So did that basket before count?
Basket didn't count. The free throw counted. It didn't count. Only thing that will count is if you didn't park in a proper spot today, Ricky, and you get your parking ticket. That'll count. Don't do that.
I've gotten too many of those this semester.
Don't do that. They're expensive.
Very.
56-56, 9:15 to go. The step back jumper is short and tracked down by Gayton after the misfire by Tavon Gaither. So now we got a race for 9 minutes. Can the Gothic Knights find a way to solve this puzzle against Stockton? Hakeem Wilson misses. And a loose ball finally controlled as Ryan Savoy had to jump against 3 players. Stockton comes up with it. Lawrence had it. Campbell thought about an NBA range 3, which he can hit. Savoy, good defense. Oh, again fakes out Savoy. That's fired up. The three-pointer, no good, and a push-off after the miss by Matthew Spratley. Push-off against Stockton, who now commits 10 fouls on the undercut. And NJC will, for the final 8:30, Ricky, man, you're going to see a lot of free throw shooting because now it's double bonus time. By the way, DJ Campbell was a first-team All-American 2 years ago and a preseason All-American last year. So when I talk about him being missed, I mean, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players Stockton's ever had. I don't want to undersell just how valuable he has been. He has scored as many as 39 points in a game this year. And the second free throw, no, the Knights can't get either. 56-56. Howard Thor, Ricky Tuero with you here at the John Moore Center in Jersey City. And mishandled there. Gaither was last touched by NJCU as they'll go back to the bench. Avante Gilbert, who is a senior on the roster, but he's got another year of eligibility, so he'll be back next year. He was not honored in the pregame ceremonies. Malachi Gayton's a junior. He'll be back next year, but he's taking a seat momentarily. 8 on the shot clock. Almost 8 on the game clock. Campbell looks like a carry there. He'll fire up to 3. No good. And Campbell gets the rebound.
He almost got that one to go over 2 defenders.
He just finds a way. He's a shooter. Gonna kick it out. 3-pointer is no good. And this time a foul on Campbell, who was hovering over the back of Hakeem Lewis. You can go up and grab it, but you can't hug the guy as you're doing it, and that's what he got called for, and he is done. That's his 5th foul. His day is over. So that's 5 fouls on Christian Armstrong Thomas, 6'5" junior from Marlton and Cherokee High School. We'll spend the rest of the afternoon cheering on his friends. Hopefully they're friends. Stockton wants to have another playoff run. That chemistry will help him if there is there.
Definitely will. Can't make the playoffs if you don't have friends on your team now.
All right, so here's Hakeem Wilson, very good free throw shooter for the Knights. And do my best job of jinxing him, but he still knocks it down. 76% shooter on the year. BRR's back in for Will Brown III. Hakeem gets both. So, by the way, DJ Campbell, with his 20 points today, has gone over 2,100 in his career for Stockton. Ball's knocked away by Savoy, but Lawrence comes back with it. And takes it to the rim for 2, avoiding the block of Savoy, and we're tied again at 58. Yeah, DJ Campbell, more than 2,100 career points. He's made close to 325 three-pointers in his career. And 250 assists, so he's done a little bit of everything. Inlet pass to Gilbert, who will lay it in off the feed from Lewis. And the Knights back on top by 2.
And Gilbert just doesn't miss those. In the top of the end jack and field goal percentage. Rare to see him miss one that close.
Here's a 3. That will roll in as E.J. Matthew Spratley gets it to go from about 24 feet, and the Stockton Ospreys. So look out for those guys. Baseball team will begin their season. It's slated for 2 Saturdays from now, February 24th against Brockport. The location to be announced, the time to be announced. That's what's on the schedule. Then the first game where we know there's going to be locations at FDU Forum on February 27th. As DJ Campbell picks it off for the steal. Campbell looks inside, and he finds Gaither. Connects for him for 2, and he'll shoot a free throw as the foul is on Avante Gilbert. So Gaither will go to the line. He's got 13 now, 6 of 7 from the field, but he misses the foul shot. 13 and 7 for him. NJC within 3 in a game they led by 9. Savoy all alone buries it. And for Ryan Savoy, his 4th point of the game. Can the Knights get him going down the stretch? Campbell has avoided foul trouble since getting into it. If he picks up the 5th foul, we know what that's going to do to Stockton. Avoiding the pressure from Will Brown, misses it, and then Stockton with the tip gets it back. And laying it in on the drive is Gaither, and the Gothic Knights' inability to rebound there, the second chance, gives Stockton a 3-point lead. See if that comes back as a potential turning point in the game. Savoy beginning to take over now as he patiently avoids the block there and lays it in. A good stutter step for him.
And there that word is again, his patience paying off.
Oh, Savoy swats it into Bayonne. There's the NJACs blocking menace. Daniel Rodriguez will come back in here for Gilbert. .5:15 to go. The turnaround is good by Gaither, who comes into the game averaging 15.7 per game. He's got 15 now. And Stockton getting some big buckets with the guys not named DJ Campbell. Savoy down low to Rodriguez. Lost the handle. Got it back. You don't see that too often. Went the wrong side in the basket. Came back into his mitts. And then he laid it in for the 2 points that counts.
I think that's hard to do. He should count as 4 points if you ask me.
I agree. I mean, how often can you score from both sides of the basket? So it's a 1-point game. This has been entertaining to say the least. And that's going to be a blocking foul. And Will Brown says it was on me. Made an easy call there for Casey Thomas when the player calls it on himself. So Gaither comes out. We'll see Jalen Collins return. Collins 3 points off the bench, but he's got 4 fouls. And it'll be a 1-on-1 situation here for Matthew Spratley, who makes it. 8th foul in NJCU. Ryan Savoy talked about being a blocking leader, came into the game ranking second in the NJAC in block shots per game at 1.6, only behind Jazir Noel, the Rowan All-American. And last year's co-player of the year in the NJAC, by the way, is Noel. Hakeem Wilson for 3. That's an air ball and cannot be saved by Lewis. And it'll be Stockton possession under 5 to go. Gaither returns. Jamar Johnson is out. Campbell wants a 3, and he buries it. DJ Campbell has 27. That's his 6th 3 of the game. Oh, it's thrown away by Daniel Rodriguez. He was looking for Hakeem Wilson. And now Stockton up by 6. This possession could change things. Off of the foot of a Gothic Knight. It'll stay here as Gilbert returns for Ryan Savoy. And Malachi Gayton also back in here for Daniel Rodriguez. Gothic Knights got to get a stop here. They've given Stockton way too many opportunities here in the second half. Too many second chances. Too many easy looks. And that's a push-off, yes. Brian Scipio doesn't miss that one as Jalen Collins tries to bulldoze his way through Will Brown. Will looks a little banged up after that one. And NJC is going to call a timeout after the inbounds here.
Just another player fouled out for Stockton. NJC really got to capitalize on that.
Yeah, that is the 5th foul. Good pickup there, Ricky. I missed that. Jalen Collins, his 5th foul. Not too often we see a 5-5-5 on the scoreboard. 55 picks up foul number 5. And that's the second Osprey to take a seat. But they lead by 6, despite the foul troubles, including their best player sitting on 4.
Oh, check that. Only 4 fouls.
I don't know what's going on with the book today. That's his 4th foul. But we get that cleared up, and Colin's happy to be playing some more basketball. And the Gothic Knights will call a timeout. So it's 72-66. 3:16 to go. And a full timeout on the floor. Back for more here in Jersey. So they look like they got that squared away. And Gayton can't catch the pass from Lewis. And now Stockton with 3 minutes to go. Chance to make this a 3-possession game, and they do. Running to the hoop, Matthew Spratley lays it in at 74-66 Ospreys, and the Gothic Knights got to score here. In to Gayton, finds Will Brown cutting, who is slashed. Slap on the hand by Matthew Spratley.
It's a great find by Gayton there.
Yeah, after failing to catch the pass in the previous possession. Good vision by him. Sending Will Brown to the line. Ryan Savoy will rejoin the action in a moment. And we'll also see BRR return, Makai Rogers-Robinson. And Will Brown gets it. Stockton brings back in Jamar Johnson. NJCU led by as many as 9. Couldn't hold in the third quarter, or what would be the third quarter if we were playing a women's game. The first half of the second half. And that's the difference here, as Stockton has a 6-point lead with 2.5 to play. And DJ Campbell's gone a long way without picking up a 5th foul. Racing to the rim, the bouncer at the window, no good. Savoy comes up with it. Gothic Knights, it's a 3-on-1. And they couldn't get away from Savoy. So now NJCU going to talk this one over. 74-68. Got to score here to make this a manageable deficit, and the Knights will bring back in Hakeem Wilson along with Malachi Gayton. 10th in the preseason poll. There is a strong recruiting class that, well, the other coaches just don't know a lot about right now. And reason to believe that NJCU, behind Sidney Dabadi, their star pitcher, they're going to have a much improved season. Gilbert has it. Gilbert, the hook shot goes. Hard to defend that. And the Knights now, can they get a stop? As they get it in, Campbell to Lawrence. 1:45 to play. Stockton leading by 4. And you never know when these teams play how the final 90 seconds will go, because we've seen some crazy things over the years when these teams meet up. Campbell wants a 3, usually gets them. Cannot get this one. And last touch by Lawrence. It'll be Gothic Knight basketball with a $1:27 on the clock. Campbell had been 6 of 9 from three-point range before that. He's got 27 points. Gothic Knights a chance to make this one-possession game, perhaps. Brown baseline. Brown to the rim. No! Gayton with the follow. Yes! And the foul! Malachi Gayton follows his teammate Will Brown on the miss. And he'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play. The foul is on Gaither. So now, Gayton, 6 of 8 from the line today. Got it. And it's a 1-point game. Never count the Gothic Knights out when the Ospreys are on the floor. Lately, just one of their last 8, but they are finding opportunities inside, and if they can get a stop here, we'll have the ball with a chance to retake the lead. Oh, touchdown pass here to Lawrence Savoy. Oh, Brian Savoy! And they're going to call the foul.
What a play by both sides, though.
Brian Scipio says Savoy got him on the back of the head with a block that would have been heard round the world. That would have been a Sports Center top 10 play, but the officials say no. So, however, it does prevent an easy two for Rynell Lawrence. That was a really well drawn up play by Scott Bittner to allow Rynell to take off as he'll shoot free throws, and he makes the first.
Hail Mary pass. I do that in Madden all the time.
Did you pass it on to Scott? Is that where he got this?
I think he got that from Madden. I've seen that play once or twice.
It's a brilliant play. Collins back in for Stockton. And it'll be Gilbert back in for Lewis for NJCU. 1:11 to go. Second free throw by Lawrence is good. Rynell Lawrence. He's got 12, 3 of 5 from the field, line I should say, and I really blew the roof off this point with that block that became a foul. So the Knights have the ball. As we approach a minute to go, it'll be Hakeem Wilson bringing it up. Will Brown has it, and he turns it over to Campbell, and then he fouls him. And that is a dagger right there. Campbell timed that perfectly on the release of Will Brown to knock it away.
Yeah, not only is Campbell one of the better scorers in the NJAC, he's one of the better defenders too.
So now, Will Brown, by the way, had 19 points. That was his 4th turnover of the game. He's played big minutes, 36 here. And what is the call here? Are they saying this is an inbounds play? So that was the 10th foul on the night, so they should be shooting. Because there's a loose ball foul. The officials trying to get together to get this right. We'll see what they ultimately decide. If it's an offensive foul, then it's not a shot. If it's a loose ball foul, then it is shots. And it will be shots. So DJ Campbell, who's got 27 points. He is the top free throw shooter in the NJAC entering the day. Percentage points ahead of Marcellus Ross from Rowan, 86.4% on the year. Campbell doesn't miss often in this spot. Of course, pressure is a powerful indicator, and of course, I guess TJ Campbell has ice in his veins because he just knocks that down. Now Savoy is out. It's Gayton, Will Brown, Lewis, Hakeem Wilson, and Gilbert on the floor as Campbell knocks down both. And now it's a 2-possession game, 78-73 with a minute to go. Knights don't need a 3, but they got to score quickly here. That could be a 3, the old-fashioned way, as Hakeem Wilson slashes for 2, and we'll have a chance for a 3-point play. And that officially is the 5th foul on Jalen Collins, who no longer has 9 lives. He is out of today's game.
You know, you can't ask for anything better right there. Hakeem Wilson attacking the basket, getting that 3-point play, exactly what the Gothic Knights needed on that one.
Gothic Knights did a good job setting the screen on the left block, allowing him to race around the side for 2. And then Stockton, Hakeem Wilson, one of the better free throw shooters in the league, entering the game at 76%, got that to go. So now it's a 2-point game with 53.3 to go. They're going to try that same play again, and the Knights are going to intercept it, and they were ready for it. Hakeem Wilson brings it up. Wilson over to Will Brown, and the Knights don't have to rush it here. You can only run that play so many times,
Coach Brown knew.
And you know the cheat codes at that point.
Coach Brown knew. Play a cover 2 against the Hail Mary.
Gilbert thought about the jumper. 10 to shoot. Brown penetrates. Brown to the window. Can't get it to go, but he'll shoot. Up there. And Will Brown, 7 of 9 from the line, 19 points. Some of his biggest shots of the season coming up. Oh, I can't get the first. could have tied the game here. His season high is 20 against Montclair back November 21st. He has 20 now as he makes this one with 30.5 to go to make it a 1-point game. And Stockton has to call timeout because the Gothic Knight pressure is intense. Nearly a 5 sounding it here. After the timeout, the Knights defending this tightly. Do they try for another baseball pass? Not here as they inbound to DJ Campbell. That's the last guy in the world you want shooting free throws. So Campbell, who is 7 of 7 from the line today, has got 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals, and now three fouls. They fixed what happened before. I knew there was only 3 fouls. Always trust your gut, Ricky.
Yeah, always.
And first free throw is good. DJ Campbell has 30 points. (79-77). Second free throw is good as well. 80-77, Stockton with 3-point lead. Wilson, they don't need a 3, but they got the shot, they'll take it. Wilson, the jumper, no good. And a rebound goes to Matthew Spratley. And the Knights have to foul here with 9.3 to go. The fourth 30-point game of the season for DJ Campbell. And it looks like Stockton's going to survive here today. And knock down the first. One more free throw here for Matthew Spratley. He makes it a 5-point game. Lewis finds Hakeem, who's going to have to put up a 3. It's short. And the putback no good. And the Stockton Ospreys down 9 in the first half. Rally.